Okay, so you guys sent in a whole bunch of stuff about how companies try to get customers excited about their products.
Yeah, it's like creating value for customers and then making sure they stick around.
And this chapter really dives deep into that. It covers like everything from basic marketing ideas to like the whole internet and social media scene.
It's wild how much marketing has changed, but also how much of the core stuff is still relevant.
So we're going to try to unpack all that for you, give you a clear picture of what makes customers tick and how businesses are trying to connect with them in this crazy world.
Exactly, and we'll do it without drowning you in a bunch of marketing jargon.
All right, let's get started. The chapter starts by talking about, what marketing actually is and defining the marketplace.
Right, it all begins with like the core definition. What is marketing?
Lay it on us.
Well, essentially it boils down to building those good relationships with your customers, right? Ones that benefit the business.
Okay, so it's about more than just selling.
Way more.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be profitable, obviously.
Right.
But the chapter emphasizes that it really starts with creating genuine value for the customer first.
Get a little.
Exactly. And if you do that, well, if you give real value, then you capture value back from them in return.
Yeah.
It's this kind of mutually beneficial exchange.
Like a two-way street.
Exactly. And this all goes down in the marketplace.
Which isn't just some physical location anymore, right?
No way. The marketplace is so much broader these days. And the chapter breaks it down into 5 key ideas.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so first up, we've got needs, wants, and demands.
Okay, break those down for us.
Right? Think of it like this. Everybody has basic needs, right? Like
Yeah.
the need for hydration, everybody needs water.
Sure.
But then you've got wants. Wants are like those specific desires that are shaped by culture, personality, advertising, all that.
So a want would be like wanting a specific brand of sparkling water instead of just any water.
Exactly. And that want can be influenced by so many things, like you said, advertising, maybe what your friends are drinking.
Right, or just like you think the branding is cool.
Totally. And then you've got demands.
Okay, so what's the difference between a want and a demand?
So a demand is a want, but with the power to actually buy it. Like
Okay.
someone might want that super fancy imported sparkling water.
The really expensive stuff?
Yeah. But their demand might be for the store brand because that's what they can actually afford.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's the fundamental need, then the specific desire, and then the ability to actually get it.
That's it. So that's needs, wants, demands.
Gotcha. What's the next piece of this marketplace puzzle?
All right. So next up, we've got market offerings. This is what companies actually put out there to satisfy those needs and wants that we were just talking about.
The goods and services.
Yes, but it's actually even broader than that. It's not just physical products like that bottle of sparkling water. It can be services like a subscription to get that water delivered to your door. It can be information like a website that compares different water brands.
Oh, interesting.
It can even be experiences like, think about a company that sells adventure tours. They're not just selling you transportation. They're selling you an experience that fulfills a need for excitement or a need to escape your daily routine.
Right, it's about the whole package, not just the thing itself.
That's the idea. And that leads us to the next concept, value and satisfaction.
Okay, so this is where the customer decides if it's all worth it.
Right. Customers are constantly weighing things out. They're looking at the benefits they think they'll get from a product or service and comparing that to the cost. And it's not just about money.
Time, effort, all of that.
Exactly. Time, effort, hassle, all of it factors in. Then satisfaction comes down to whether the product or service actually lives up to their expectations. Did it deliver on its promises?
Like if that expensive sparkling water doesn't taste any better than the cheap stuff,
Or if that adventure tour is poorly organized and stressful instead of exciting?
you're not going to be a happy camper.
Nope. So understanding customer expectations and exceeding them whenever possible, that's key to building satisfaction.
Makes sense. Okay, we've got 2 more marketplace concepts to go. What are they?
All right, so next we've got exchange and relationships. Exchange is pretty straightforward. It's that moment when a customer gets what they want, that product or service, and gives something in return, usually money.
The transaction, the deal.
But here's the thing, marketing is increasingly on about building those long-term relationships that go beyond just one single transaction. Think about like your favorite local coffee shop.
Okay. Yeah.
They might remember your order or give you a punch card for a free drink. They're trying to cultivate a relationship with you so you keep coming back.
Right, it's about building loyalty.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Okay, and the last piece of the marketplace puzzle is markets themselves.
So all the people who could potentially become customers?
Yeah, all the current and potential buyers who share a specific need or want that a company could satisfy. It's not just one giant mass of people, though.
Right, they've got different needs, different preferences.
Exactly. And markets are constantly evolving as new competitors pop up and new desires emerge. It's a dynamic system.
Always changing. Okay, so we've covered the 5 key ideas that make up the marketplace. The chapter also mentions something called a marketing system. What's that all about?
So the marketing system is kind of like zooming out and looking at the whole ecosystem that's involved in getting a product or service from its origin all the way to the customer's hands.
Okay, walk us through that.
All right, so first you've got your suppliers. They're the ones providing the raw materials or the components that go into making the product.
The building blocks.
Then you've got the company itself, the one that's actually designing and producing the product or service.
Right, the brains of the operation.
And then you've got marketing intermediaries like retailers or online marketplaces that help connect the company with its customers.
The middlemen.
Exactly. They're the bridge between the maker and the buyer. And then, of course, you've got the final consumers, the people who are actually using and enjoying the product.
The end users.
And last but definitely not least, you've got competitors. All the other companies out there who are vying for that same customer's attention and dollars.
Right, it's a battle out there.
It can be. And the thing is, any little hiccup in one part of this system can have ripple effects throughout. Like imagine if there's a shortage of a key ingredient from a supplier.
That could mess everything up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything is connected.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've got the stage set with the marketplace and the marketing system, the chapter dives into marketing management orientations. These sound pretty high level. They're basically like different guiding philosophies that companies can use to shape their approach to marketing, different ways of thinking about how to connect with customers.
Like different schools of thought?
Exactly. And the chapter lays out 5 of them.
Okay, let's hear them.
The first one is the production concept.
Production concept. I'm picturing like Henry Ford and the assembly line, just cranking things out.
That's the idea. The production concept assumes that customers primarily care about having products that are readily available and affordable. So the focus is on efficiency.
Just make it cheap and make a lot of it.
Exactly. Get it out there. This approach can be really effective when demand is high and supply is limited, or when you're dealing with customers who are very price sensitive.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, what's the next orientation?
The next one is the product concept. This one's all about believing that customers will choose products that offer the best quality, performance, and features.
So constantly innovating, making the product better and better.
That's the gist. But there's a potential pitfall here.
What's that?
It's called marketing myopia.
Yeah.
It's this kind of tunnel vision where a company gets so obsessed with its own product and making it perfect that it loses sight of what customers actually need and want.
Like they're so focused on the product that they forget about the people who are supposed to be buying it.
Exactly. They might end up creating this amazing product that nobody really wants anymore because needs have shifted. Think about like camera companies that were slow to adapt to digital photography.
Because they were so tied to film.
Exactly. They were looking inward instead of outward at what customers were actually craving.
Yeah.
Which was the ability to easily share photos digitally.
So even if your product is great, you got to stay attuned to the market.
Absolutely.
Okay, moving on to orientation number 3, the selling concept.
Okay, what's this one all about?
The selling concept is all about pushing, pushing, pushing. It operates on the idea that customers won't buy enough of a product unless the company puts a ton of effort into selling and promoting it.
So lots of advertising, aggressive sales tactics.
You got it. This approach is often used for what are called unsought goods.
Unsought goods. What are those?
Things that people don't typically think about buying on their own, like insurance or maybe even gym memberships.
Oh, yeah. You don't really wake up thinking, I need more insurance today.
Exactly. So the focus here is on convincing people to buy what the company has already produced, rather than focusing on what the customer actually wants or needs.
So it's a bit more of a one-sided approach.
It can be more of a short-term strategy.
Not necessarily focus on building those long-term relationships.
Right. And that brings us to the marketing concept, which thankfully takes a much more customer-centric approach. This sounds more like what we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. The marketing concept is all about understanding your target market, knowing what they need and want, and then delivering on those needs and wants better than your competitors can. It's a sense and respond philosophy.
So you're not trying to find customers for your product.
Yeah.
You're trying to find the right product for your customer.
Exactly. And building those lasting relationships based on trust and mutual benefit. That's at the heart of the marketing concept.
Okay. And the final orientation.
The societal marketing concept.
Sounds very 21st century.
It is. This one takes things a step further. It suggests that companies should not only consider their own profits and what customers want, but also the long-term interests of society as a whole.
So thinking about the bigger picture.
Exactly. It's about that triple bottom line, people, planet, profit.
And the chapter mentions Ben& and Jerry's as an example.
Yeah, Ben& and Jerry's is a great example.
Huh?
They've built their brand not just on their ice cream, but on their commitment to social and environmental causes. Fair trade ingredients, supporting local farmers, all of that.
So they're appealing to customers who share those values.
Right. They're aligning their business with a broader purpose. Patagonia is another company that does this really well with their focus on sustainability.
So the societal marketing concept recognizes that doing good can also be good for business.
Absolutely. It can build trust, loyalty, and attract customers who want to support companies that are making a positive impact.
Right. It's not just about the bottom line anymore.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay, so we've covered the 5 marketing management orientations. And it's really interesting to see how those different philosophies play out in the real world.
Totally. Now, the chapter dives into what's called customer-driven marketing strategy. This is where companies actually put all those ideas about customer focus into practice.
Exactly. And it involves making some key decisions about who you're targeting, what you're offering, and how you're going to stand out in the marketplace.
So it's like a roadmap for connecting with customers.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And the chapter breaks down this roadmap into 4 key steps.
Okay, let's hear them.
The first step is market segmentation.
What does that mean exactly?
It's basically about dividing the entire market into smaller groups of buyers who have distinct needs, characteristics, or behaviors, instead of treating everyone as one big, homogeneous mass.
Right. You wouldn't market a luxury car the same way you'd market a budget-friendly car.
Exactly. Different strokes for different folks. You need to figure out who those different folks are.
Okay, so you identify all the different potential groups of customers. Then what?
Then comes targeting. This is where you decide which of those segments you're actually going to focus your efforts on. A company needs to assess how attractive each segment is and choose the ones where they can really make a difference.
So you're figuring out where you can best serve customers and achieve your goals.
Exactly. You're picking your battles.
Right. Okay, so you've identified the different groups and you've chosen your target audience. What's next?
Differentiation. This is where you figure out what makes your product or service stand out from the crowd, what makes you special, what gives you an edge over your competitors.
This is where your unique selling proposition comes in.
Exactly. It's what makes you the go-to choice for your target customers. Why should they pick you over everyone else?
Okay, so you've got your target audience and you know what makes you special. Last step.
Positioning.
Hmm.
This is all about shaping how customers perceive your brand and your product relative to your competitors.
So it's about crafting a specific image and message that resonates with your target market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're creating a distinct place for yourself in the minds of your customers.
So segmentation and targeting are about figuring out who your ideal customer is, and then differentiation and positioning are about figuring out what you're offering them and how you want them to think about it.
Nailed it. And all of this leads to your value proposition.
Which is kind of like the big takeaway for customers, right?
Exactly. It's the answer to that question every customer has. Why should I choose you?
It's the heart of your marketing message.
Absolutely. Okay, so now that we've got the strategy in place, let's talk tactics. How do you actually bring this customer-driven approach to life? That's where the marketing mix comes in.
Yes, the famous 4Ps.
The 4Ps are like your toolkit, your set of tactical marketing levers that you use to achieve your goals.
Okay, so what are those 4 magical Ps?
All right, so we've got product, price, place, and promotion.
Product, that one seems pretty self-explanatory. It's the thing you're selling.
Yeah, it's the actual goods or services that you're offering to meet the needs of your target market. But it encompasses more than just the core product itself.
So it's like the whole package.
Exactly. It includes things like branding, packaging, and any additional services that come with it.
The whole experience.
Right. Okay, next up we've got price.
How much you're charging.
Exactly. And pricing is a really delicate balance. It's about finding that sweet spot where you're capturing value, but also making your product affordable and attractive to your target market.
There's a whole science to it.
There is. You
Yeah.
got to think about your costs, your competitors, what customers are willing to pay.
Lots of factors.
Okay, moving on to place.
This is all about how the product actually gets to the customer.
Exactly. Place is all about distribution. It's everything involved in making the product available to your target customers. So that includes things like your distribution channels, your retail partners, your online presence.
Your supply chain?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Think about like a small craft brewery. They might sell their beer directly at their brewery. They might partner with local bars and restaurants, and they might also sell online.
So they've got multiple ways of getting their product to the people who want it.
And then we've got promotion. This is the fun part.
This is the advertising, marketing campaigns, all that.
All of that. This is how you communicate with your potential customers and get them excited about your product. It includes things like advertising, public relations, social media, content, marketing, sales, promotions, events.
All the ways you get the word out.
Exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's the marketing mix.
Yeah.
The 4Ps: product, price, place, promotion. It's your tactical playbook for reaching your target market and achieving your marketing goals.
Awesome. Now, the chapter also talks about something called customer relationship management, or CRM. This seems like it's all about building those long-lasting connections with customers.
That's exactly it. CRM is about going beyond just making that initial sale. It's about nurturing those relationships so that customers keep coming back for more and become loyal fans of your brand.
And the chapter mentions something called customer lifetime value.
Right. This is a really key concept. It's about looking at the big picture. It's about calculating how much revenue a single customer is likely to generate for your business over the entire course of your relationship with them.
So you're not just focused on that one-time transaction, you're thinking about the long haul.
Exactly. And the longer a customer sticks with you, the more valuable they become. Think about someone who subscribes to a streaming service for years versus someone who just rents one movie.
The subscriber is way more valuable in the long run.
Way more. The chapter also talks about share of customer. This is about how much of a customer's spending in a specific category you capture. So let's say someone spends $1,000 a year on coffee,
Okay.
and $300 of that is at your coffee shop.
Yeah.
That means your share of that customer is 30%.
Okay, I'm following.
And the goal is to increase that share of customer by meeting more of their needs and becoming their go-to option.
So you're not just competing with other coffee shops, you're competing for a bigger slice of their overall coffee budget.
That's it. Okay? And then we've got the difference between customer perceived value and customer satisfaction.
Okay, break those down for me.
Customer perceived value is all about how the customer sees the benefits they're getting from your product compared to the cost. And again, cost isn't just money, it's time, effort, hassle, the whole 9 yards.
Right, the total cost of ownership.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then customer satisfaction comes down to whether or not your product or service actually meets or exceeds their expectations.
So you can have a great product, but if it doesn't live up to the hype, the customer won't be satisfied.
Exactly. And high perceived value often leads to high satisfaction. And satisfied customers are much more likely to become loyal, repeat customers and to recommend you to their friends and family.
Word of mouth is powerful.
It's gold. Okay, so we've talked about why building those strong customer relationships is so important. Now, what are some of the ways companies actually do that?
What are their tools and strategies?
Well, it can range from something as simple as remembering a customer's name and their usual order.
The personal touch.
Exactly. To things like loyalty programs that reward repeat business, personalized recommendations based on past purchases, exclusive access to events or content.
Giving them that VIP treatment.
And increasingly, it's about building online communities where customers can connect with each other and with the brand.
Like creating a sense of belonging.
Exactly. And we're also seeing a big shift toward customer engagement marketing.
Okay, what does that involve?
So customer engagement marketing is about making your brand a meaningful part of your customers' lives and conversations. It's about going beyond just broadcasting messages and creating opportunities for genuine interaction.
So less talking at them, more talking with them.
Exactly. It could be through interactive content like polls and quizzes. It could be through active engagement on social media, responding to comments, asking questions, running contests.
Making it a two-way dialogue.
Exactly. And then there's customer-generated marketing, which is when customers themselves are creating content about your brand.
User-generated content.
Exactly. Think about online reviews, testimonials, social media posts, even unboxing videos.
And companies are realizing that this stuff is marketing gold.
It is. It's authentic. It's coming directly from the people who are using the product. It's way more impactful than any ad campaign.
Right. People trust other people more than they trust brands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And social media has been a huge driver of customer-generated marketing. It's giving customers a platform to share their experiences and opinions with the world.
So it's a whole new ballgame compared to the old days of top-down advertising.
Totally. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here. We've talked about the marketplace, marketing management orientations, customer-driven marketing strategies, the marketing mix, customer relationship management.
It's a lot to take in.
It is. But now let's zoom out even further and talk about the changing marketing landscape, the big forces that are shaping how marketing is done today.
What are the major shifts happening right now?
I'd say the most significant one is the digital age. The internet, social media, mobile technology, and big data have completely revolutionized the way companies reach and interact with their customers.
Yeah, a whole new world.
And we've seen a massive shift toward digital and social media marketing, because these platforms offer incredibly targeted and interactive ways to engage with people. You can reach the exact people you want with the exact message you want at the exact time you want.
It's incredible how precise it can be.
Okay, so that's the digital age. What else is shaking things up? Let's hear it. Well, the changing economic environment is the big one. Economic ups and downs affect consumer confidence and spending habits. So companies have to be really adaptable and adjust their strategies accordingly.
Makes sense. You can't just stick to the same plan when the world is changing around you.
Right. Then you've got the growth of not-for-profit marketing.
What does that mean?
So organizations like charities, arts groups, healthcare providers, they're increasingly adopting marketing principles to raise awareness, attract donors, and achieve their missions.
So marketing isn't just for businesses anymore.
Not at all.
Yeah.
And then there's rapid globalization. Companies are operating on a global scale now more than ever.
The world is shrinking.
It is. And that presents both huge opportunities and huge challenges. You've got to understand different cultures, different market dynamics. It's complex.
Totally. And the last big shift you mentioned.
The call for more social responsibility and sustainability. Consumers are way more conscious now about the social and environmental impact of the companies they support.
People are voting with their wallets.
Exactly. And companies that embrace sustainability are often the ones that are building the strongest connections with their customers.
They're tapping into those values.
Right. So it's a really interesting and dynamic time to be in marketing. It's challenging, but it's also incredibly exciting.
Totally. Well, this has been a truly amazing deep dive into all the ins and outs of creating customer value and engagement.
Hmm.
It's really striking how those core ideas about understanding customer needs, building relationships, creating value, those are still so relevant, even as the world of marketing changes at warp speed.
I know, right? It's amazing how those foundational principles have stood the test of time.
Yeah.
And what's really cool is that these ideas aren't just limited to the world of business.
That's a great point. So for you, the listener, think about how these principles apply in other areas of your life, maybe in your personal relationships, in your career, in your hobbies. What does it mean to create value and engage with people in your world? What makes those relationships strong and fulfilling? It's definitely something to ponder.
Lots to think about.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having me.
As always, it's been great.